Well, hey there, folks. This is Vlad from Review Outdoor Gear. Greetings to you today off the trail. Out here doing a little bit of a hike, and thought I'd tell you about my boots I've been wearing for a bit. Had them for about a year now. I've been wearing them pretty consistently, and actually, originally bought them for my trip to Iceland because I wanted something lightweight and kind of, versatile. So, tried to review them there, but didn't work out. I'll put a little clip in here and you'll see why. But yeah, here they are. It's kind of a bit of a view from the top. They're made by Merrel. And yeah, I kind of wanted to show you a little bit of them on the trail before I got into an in-depth review. Yeah, we're out here enjoying this beautiful hike. Lots of water and moss and all sorts of things, so let's get into it. All right, guys, here's a bit of an up-close look. These are the boots from Merrel. They are called the Speed Solo hiking boots. They're like mid-height, waterproof. Kind of a bit of a closer look here all around. Get kind of a look at the soles. So I have been wearing these boots for about a year now. Got them last year. I've been wearing them pretty consistently, not like daily, but probably anywhere from like a few times a week to like once every week or so. So I've got some thoughts on them. There are some things I love about them, some things I'm not so thrilled about them. Generally speaking, what I love about them is that they are super lightweight. They're pretty comfortable. Some things I don't like about them are how their build quality is, and kind of the soles. I'll talk about that more, about how soft the soles are and why it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. But there you go, kind of how they look. These are kind of the darker color, bright orange laces, kind of interesting design, but there they are. So let's go sit down. I'm going to take them off and get you some up-close information and kind of talk about some of the components and give you a decent overview. Alright, so, can you see that? Nice. Okay, take these boots off. Okay, here we go. So, first thing you notice about these boots is how light they are. They are definitely under a pound per each shoe. I forget the exact weight. I think it's like 13 ounces maybe per boot. I'll put that up on the screen to be sure. But as you can see, that focuses. It's the Merrel Speed Solo. They're kind of a bit of a retro design a little bit. You know, they kind of have that like kind of bright contrasting colors, the yellow, the orange. So here we go. They are waterproof. I've been wearing them for about a year. They have held up. It's nothing fancy. It's not Gore-Tex. It's just Merrell's kind of in-house waterproof fabric. But it has held up very well. I've taken it through a lot of damp trails and water and streams and stuff like that. So you can see the waterproof gusset kind of comes up right up until there. Right there. But the first thing I don't like about them a whole lot is kind of how, in trying to make them super lightweight, they've kind of made some of the materials seem kind of cheap. Like, for example, this tongue is this kind of really thin foam material. It's all kind of perforated. You can kind of see. But the top of it's not even stitched. It's just kind of still all open foam. And it looks kind of cheap, you know? And it kind of starts to wear and kind of fall apart after a while. I've been wearing them for a year. You can actually see as I like scratch that, you can see parts of it coming off. So definitely not going to last you a long time. that's kind of the first thing I noticed. And then that whole tongue from like here to here is just full of holes. So that part's not waterproof. And so if you are wearing this boot, any water above this point is going to go right into your shoe. So keep that into consideration. The materials it's made out of are a mix of synthetic and some leather. It's got kind of a suede piece here on the side, which is good. It's better than just nothing in terms of kind of abrasion resistance. You know, as you're stepping on rocks and stuff here, it will last a little bit longer than if that was just a synthetic material. But all of this here on the toe is kind of a synthetic nylon-y type material, and the sides here, which that's fine. The toe has got kind of a reinforced kind of rock protection or anti-scuff protection material. It's kind of like a rubberized fabric almost. Same thing on the back, on the heel, so right there, kind of wraps around. The laces are pretty good quality. They stay tight, and once you tie them, they don't come apart. But not a whole lot of cinching options on the front. Definitely kind of like a lighter duty hiking boot, not like a backpacking boot where all you've got is just the laces and then one hole here and just one metal hook on each side. And also on the body here, where the laces go in, it's just laced right through the leather. So there's no like metal eyelets or anything. So after a while, I think that will start to fail. Probably not sooner than the rest of the shoe though. Like I said, I'm not sure this shoe is designed to be super heavy duty. The soles, talking about the soles, they are made with Vibram. It's like a recycled Vibram type. It's like 30% recycled rubber, and it kind of has that look where if you look, it's kind of dirty, but if you look at it closely normally, it's kind of got like chunks of different colors of rubber in there. I typically like Vibram better than other types of rubber, but it has worn quite significantly in the year that I've worn it. And like I said, I've worn it pretty consistently, but not like I've been like abusing these boots. The design of the lug is kind of interesting. It's kind of got these like stepped lugs where there's like, looks like there's like 3 of them stacked on top of each other, and as one wears down, you kind of get into more tread. See if that focuses. You kind of get like more traction, and I had high hopes for that. I thought that maybe as the one part of the lug wears down, the next part of the lug would kind of stay unworn, and then it would kind of come into play. But they kind of just generally all wear together and kind of become more rounded. Not to say that they've become super slippery or anything, but definitely not as grippy as time goes on. When I got them for the first like month, they were amazing. They gripped on crazy rocks, like hiking through Iceland. They would grip on super steep stuff, wet, mud. They did really well. Now they're more just kind of general. The other thing is on these boots is this Float Pro midsole they have. It's like the soft foam, which is kind of what I love and hate about these boots the most. Putting them on, the first thing you notice right away is how soft and cushy they feel when you step. So like going over difficult terrain, like rocky terrain, it won't fatigue your foot as much, and it kind of conforms better to the terrain you're going over. But I've kind of noticed it's kind of like riding a super soft, like full suspension mountain bike, where it kind of takes away some of the feedback to your foot from what you're going over, actually. It kind of feels mushy sometimes, you know, if you know kind of what I'm saying. Not really the biggest fan of that. So I think my 2 main complaints about it are kind of the build quality. I know it's a lightweight shoe, but it feels like they could have made it a little bit better. After all, it's like a $150 boot, so not like it's that cheap. And then the other complaint is that midsole. Just not a giant fan of it. But otherwise, I do love how lightweight it is. It is comfortable. I've hiked about like 15 miles or so in it in a day, and it's felt pretty good. So there you are, folks. Hopefully that was kind of an informative review. Answered some questions. If you do have more questions or any comments, please leave them down below. And if you're looking kind of to get one of these, maybe this will help you make that decision. I will say, if you are going to get them, get at least a half size, if not to a full size bigger. I wear like a 10.5 to 11 size boot, and this is 11.5 US, so and it fits perfectly. So definitely consider that. I tried on my normal size and it was like way too tight. So there you go. I'm going to put it back on, kind of show you how it laces up, and I think we'll wrap it up. Alright, so putting it back on is pretty easy. Stick your foot in there. It's got a little loop in the back to grab. And there being only one hook makes it pretty easy to lace up. There you go. All done. Alright folks, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that review. Leave your questions, comments down below. Please subscribe, turn on those notifications to get future videos, and let us know if you have any suggestions or comments or ideas of anything. But that's it for today. This has been Vlad with Review Outdoor Gear, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Don't forget to praise God. Slip there. Man, sketchy, sketchy, sketchy.